All right. Welcome to the first episode of Going Pro, new podcast that me and Juan are going to start.
Powered by Dog Pound.
Powered by Dog Pound Athletics. Going over today we're going to go over our journey of how we got here. We're going to go over our athletic history and how that's enabled us to be better coaches to our athletes. You want to start off with your journey and your.
Well, I was gonna ask you, growing up, did you want to be a pro athlete?
Yes, that was my dream. It's my life.
How did you know?
It was around maybe like 10 years old. My dad took me to like my first baseball game and like just seeing the guys out there. And I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, I want to be just like Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was my favorite player. So,
Oh, he was hot at that time.
oh, yeah.
He was Kobe at the time.
Yes. Derek Jeter, for all y'all, Derek Jeter is the GOAT. I don't want to hear the overrated shortstop thing. He is the GOAT. But seeing him play, like, it just motivated me. He was like my idol. I want to do everything. That's why I wear number 2 when I played. My Instagram handle is Calling Me 2.
Apartment number 2.
Apartment number 2. You know what I'm saying? Everything is 2. I work at Deuce 2.
Oh,
it's in the universe. It's in the universe. You know what I'm saying?
222. Do you know that Benny just yells 222?
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But yeah, that's when I realized I wanted to be a pro athlete. And
what did your parents say?
They're all in. I mean, my mom always explains to me that because my dad grew up playing baseball.
Oh.
She told me that by the time I could hold a bat in my hand, he put it in my hand. My mom's like, "Hey, let him choose his own path." He goes, "Of course, I'm going to let him choose his own path, but we're going to start with baseball."
Did you try any other sports?
Yeah, I played basketball, and then I tried soccer for like a year. I was a hella nasty, bro. I promise. I mean, it was AYSO. It wasn't it wasn't no club stuff. It wasn't no club stuff. But I mean, I did AYSO for a year, and then I had to pick between two. So then I chose baseball and basketball, and then at some point, like 7th grade, I realized that I wasn't growing more. I was gonna make it to the NBA. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna choose baseball. So
did you think you had a shot at going pro?
Everyone has that belief. I think when they're older or when they're younger, everyone has that belief. They're like, all right, like this is I'm destined to be this MLB player. Like this is in my cards. And I put in the work, the effort. It wasn't until like my sophomore year of high school when I realized that I needed to put way more work in.
Why? How'd you know that?
I got to train. I was super lucky. I had a couple mentors, Mason Morioka, Junendo. They were in college at the time. And I got to work out with them as a high schooler. I remember Christmas Eve going into my sophomore year. We hit for 3 hours. We threw for 2. We did infield stuff for 1. We were out there for
and you're like, these guys are
6
training.
hours.
You're not playing just for fun.
Yeah. So I go out there, and after the session or the practice or whatever, I'm dead beat. And Mason's dad comes up to me. He goes, "You want to play college baseball?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, this is what you need to do every fucking day till you go to play college baseball."
So you got kind of lucky because there's nobody out there telling me shit.
No, yeah, I was super super fortunate with that, and it was
that's a very big root to why you listen to what I was telling you.
Yeah,
you realized at some point I should listen to things that people were telling me.
Yes, so. No, I mean it was like it wasn't handed to me, but I had great mentorship all the way up.
Yeah, but some people don't. I don't know if they realize that.
No, and some people don't, and I guess like my biggest attribute is like I just listen. I don't know a whole lot, but if I see someone at the level that I'm trying to get to, and they're telling me, "Hey, you have to do this, 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 and this to get to where I'm at," it makes total sense to me to be like, "Okay, I would have to."
How frustrating is it to you when you tell people that, and then they don't do it?
Very frustrating, and I think I've grown over time, especially with my athletes, to know that in high school they're super young, and most of my players or most of my guys, they're legit. They're really freaking good, and at some point they feel like Superman. And whether I tell them to get the right sleep, eat right, train hard, whatever it is, and they don't do those things and they still go ball on the field, it's kind of like, well, I don't need to listen to Kyle because I'm balling on the field. They like never go through that hardship in high school. So then I tell them like, hey, college is a different beast, bro. College is a different beast. I went through it. I'm not saying I was as good as them when I was in high school. I was a decent player though. But it's funny, every year I'll graduate a group of seniors. They go play D1 baseball. They go play their freshman year. They then come back and they go, I understand what you were saying this entire time.
And they train harder. They finally start training.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I told you.
I'm telling you. And it's getting a little easier now because I have more testimonies from older guys. So at some point I become this dad figure to them.
No.
So no, it's weird. It's weird because
I'm my little guy is growing up.
I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
Yes, I know how you feel. Trust, bro.
It's so weird how like
I'm the person. Yeah, you're like I'm the person that's telling you this.
Exactly, and I can now use testimonies from Lucas showed up his freshman year. You know, one of my other guys, Cole Clark, he went to LMU. He showed up his freshman year. He bounced back to junior college, and now I have these guys that have struggled their freshman year and are now telling these other kids that those kids look up to Lucas and Cole. They're like, hey, like,
y'all would put in work.
You're like, yo, I'm telling you, like, it's a lot different. I mean, I'll tell Lucas a story. Like, Lucas was like one of the best pitchers in California in high school. He goes to Texas, and he worked hard, but he didn't understand he had to do it every single day.
Every time
we practice. And at some point during his freshman year, he got his shit kicked in a little bit. And he got it back because he's a great player. He got it back and he finished strong. But
it's also lucky that it happened to him then.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But I remember that summer he came back before his sophomore year. Something switched in him. He's like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. Like, let's train. And I'm like, okay, like, let's go. Like, I've been trying to tell you. Now you understand. Now you got to experience it by yourself. Like at some point, if they don't experience it by themselves, that's when I realized, like, if they don't experience it by themselves, they're not going to listen to me. It's just going to go in one ear, out the other, and then that's it. But I have to like let them go to experience it for themselves, for them to come back to me and be like, okay,
and you just die.
I'm ready. Yeah, and you're like,
bro, I told you. Okay.
You're like, I'm not going to be that guy, but I am going to be that guy. I did tell you.
You're my bitch now.
But
let's go.
But
I'm on your team, but you're my bitch right now.
You're my dog. I'm going to ride with you. I've been telling you, I'll always ride with you. But I let you go, come back, now let's work. And it's every year he does that too, where his sophomore year had a really good sophomore year, and then junior year he comes back, or sophomore year he comes back.
Well, I guess more and more real.
Yeah. And then he used to go out, he used to be a kid, go have fun. And then at some point, I think I called him at the end of the start of his junior year. And I was like, he just pitched it's just like 8 innings. He gave up no runs against a really good team. I'm like, how are you going to go celebrate? He goes, I'm going to get in and out. I'm going to get my recovery. I'm going to sleep. And I'm going to go home and stretch. So
my God.
I was like, dude, you made it. You got it. You got it, you know? And then even from getting drafted into the pros, like he's like, bro, like I need to stretch more. I need to do this. He bought a freaking Whoop. He's like tracking recovery. He's stretching every night. He'll text me almost every night of a picture of him stretching.
And how come you don't stretch, bro?
Because I got it. I don't need to
stretch.
My
God, what's up?
I'm starting to stretch more.
Right now, my guy Cloud right here, he's just stretching his fingers over here on this couch.
Hey, but
and stretching his fingers on me on the phone.
Yeah. But does a lion have to stretch before it eats its prey?
Are you a lion?
Ooh, I'm a dog, not a lion, but it's pretty close. They're like almost in the same family. But
how well did you do in high school?
I had my ups and downs. I think what helps helps me translate to these kids, and I'll come back to this, which is like in high school, I was one of the better players in my class, and I always played ahead of everyone. So I was like JV my freshman year, and then I played varsity my sophomore year. But I didn't like always do well. Like my sophomore year, I think I hit 105, and I know you're a soccer player, but hitting 100 like 105 is not. It's not good.
Oh,
it is not. Like you're trying to hit like 300 plus. In high school, you should hit 300 plus.
You have to.
I hit 100. It was bad. But I think going through all those struggles of going up, coming back down a little bit, going back up, coming back down a little bit, helped me stay focused and honed in on the process of like, hey, like I'm not like these other kids that I have, which is like they can do whatever they want. They don't have to train as hard. They don't have to uh, watch what they eat. They don't have to like get to sleep, and they can still ball. I had to do all those things in high school to make sure that I played at that high level to to be able to be the best.
How often were you practicing?
Again, not till after that sophomore year. I mean, I was practicing every day. I mean, I was that kid that like stayed after practice to hit. Then I would go run on my street at night by myself with my dad with a flashlight. My dad has a flashlight, and he'd be like, "All right, like, let's go. We're running sprints up the hill." And I'd run 10 plus sprints up the hill. Then we'd go to the batting cages, and we would hit till 11 or 12. And I would go home, and I'd sleep, and I'd do it again, and again, and again.
Oh, so this was already a part of you.
And again, and it was just a part of me. And then going back to again that talk that I had.
Kids do that nowadays?
No.
Yeah, there's no bullshit.
No. And I think, and I don't know if it's like a different generation.
Somehow they're still ballers though.
Yeah, like, but again, like these kids are just like touched by God. Like I have a kid in high school that's throwing 99. That and like major league players are throwing like 99. Like this kid's like 18 years old. He's a baby, he's a child. He's a big human being though. But like throwing 99, like you should not be doing that. But yeah, I had to work my way up every single year, and because I'm small for baseball, like baseball wise, like I'm
tiny.
I mean, in college, there's like they play the national anthem, so you have to stand on the line. Yeah. Everyone lines up, so you see like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6', 5'10", 6'4", 5'5", and then like there's just like this big missing gap. And my mom would take pictures and laugh at me, but man, you're so tiny, you're so cute. I'm like, stop it. I'm not even like that. Like, don't do that. But I think it's like the underdog story of like, because I'm small, I've always had to work harder than everyone else. I wasn't blessed with power. I wasn't blessed with speed. I wasn't blessed with hand-eye coordination. Like I had to train all those attributes to just compete, not even to be the best, but just compete at that level. So that's kind of like my journey.
How was your career in college, and when did you realize when you were going to quit and if you had a shot at going pro?
College was, I had that wake up moment, and it wasn't because of a lack of effort. It was just the level was so much different.
Baller.
Like I always tell the story of like my first practice. The guy that ended up getting drafted second round that year, we're doing pickoff plays, and I'm at second base, and the move is I flash over, and then once he sees my hand, he turns and he throws the ball to me. So I flash, he turns, he throws this ball at like 105 miles an hour. I swear to God. And this ball goes right by me. I didn't even get my glove up. Okay. This ball goes right into center field.
Error.
My coach literally screams, "Welcome to college, little guy." And I was like, holy fuck, this is different. No. And I was super undersized. Like I was fit. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like run on the track. I would do burpees. I'm doing like air squats, jump squats. I'm doing
weird. How are you going to do that now?
That's because I did it in the past. I don't got to do that anymore. But I was like super undersized, so yeah, it was just hard for me to play at that level. And then I think it wasn't until my junior year. So rewind, I redshirted my freshman year, come back my sophomore year, and I'm like, okay, I've worked my ass off. I got into the weight room. I'm like, I gained like 15 fucking pounds. I'm fucking ready. The coach brings in two JUCO players at second and short. I'm now the fourth string fucking second baseman. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm fucked. I can't even get like scrimmage time. I'm getting like one at bat to scrimmage. And I'm playing well, but like just not at that level. So I end up bouncing back to junior college. So I'm like, I just need to get out of here. Like, I want to play baseball. Like, I didn't train all this time just to sit on the bench. So I go to play junior college baseball, do pretty well, hit like 286, something like that. And then so happened that those two guys that they brought in, they fucking left. So then I'm like looking to go to other places. I'm not really getting any looks. And then my coach is like, hey, like, we didn't ever want you to leave. We really liked you. There just wasn't an opportunity for you. You can come back. We got like 2 G's left. scholarship money. I'm like, well, I wasn't even on no scholarship before. Like, I'll take the 2 Gs. Fucking why not? But it wasn't until I think that year I was like, I'm probably not going to make it. And that's why I decided to go back to APU, which is like, I want to get my degree. It's a good educational school. I'm going to play some baseball. Not a lot. I'm going to play some baseball. Finish out my years as a baseball player and then move on in life. So,
nice.
Yeah.
And you became a coach.
And then I became a coach, which was, what was it? So then after junior year, my parents wanted me to be this physical therapist. Asian parents, they want the best. So they wanted me to be some physical therapist. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm smart. I ain't that smart though, and I'm grinding through these classes. Like I'm not going out to parties. I'm not going out to parties. I'm studying Saturday, Sunday night, Friday night. Like I have to study. My first anatomy test, I got a 34%. And I thought I studied hard, and I was like, "Oh, this."
You didn't know how to study.
I have to do way more. So then, after my junior year, or no, going into my junior year, I had a chemistry lab, and the professor was like, "You got 10-page paper every week, 4-hour lab." And I called my dad after. I was like, "Yo, there's no way I'm doing this. I have to retake to get into PT school. You have to get B's and A's. I got a C in anatomy. I got a C in physiology. I for sure was not gonna get an A or B in physics or chemistry or whatever the fuck I was gonna take.
Why did they make it so hard?
Because they need to be smart.
Bro, they're not that smart.
I know, but I
look it up.
Well, I know, but I don't know what it is. So then, that end of junior year, going into my senior year, that's when my uncle knows Logan. And I used to train with Logan back in the day.
How does your uncle know Logan?
My uncle used to coach Logan in baseball.
Oh,
so we're like
it's a full family.
Full circle moment. So he was like, hey, my nephew wants to intern for you. He's like, I don't know if you guys do that, but do me a favor, like let the kid come out. And like, I don't know. He goes, yeah, sure. Like whatever for you. Like I'll do anything. So I talked to Logan on the phone, and again, I've known Logan for a little bit. Like my freshman, sophomore year, he used to train me.
And you know he had played already.
Yeah. So
you're like, yes.
Mm-hmm. So I went to Deuce, and then Logan got the schedules mixed up. So I'm like waiting on the bench. I don't know if you remember this. So I'm waiting on the bench. I think I'm supposed to be in him at like, let's just say 10 o'clock. It's like 10:30, and people are like, what are you here for? You're here to train? And I'm like, oh no, like I have a meeting with Logan. And at some point you were in the yard, and we were like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just waiting for Logan. He goes, well, come on. Like, just follow me. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I
don't even remember this.
So I shadowed like maybe like the last 30 minutes.
I was probably just like zoned in.
Yeah. You were zoned in, and then you just like quickly were like, well, if you're here to intern, like, just come follow me, and then whenever he comes.
Yeah.
So it became like, let's say 10:45, whatever, 11 o'clock, and then we had our meeting. And because we had that interaction, my first day, I didn't know what to do. Like, the only job I was supposed to do was I'd do the daily duty. So clean the bathroom, vacuum the floor, take the trash out.
Well, I don't even know if it was necessarily ready.
No, yeah. I don't think so. I mean, who knows? But
he has too many of these going on.
Yeah. So then, because I only really talked to you and hung out with you for like 15 minutes, I was like, well, I want to learn some shit. And the only person I talked to was you at the time. And I followed you around for 15 minutes, like, I guess. So then I just would follow you around. And that's how we created this relationship.
That's funny.
And now the rest is history.
That's a wrap.
Dang, now we're roommates, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. So, yeah.
Well, I was a psycho.
You were.
I was always one.
Yes.
In elementary school, one. Middle school, one. Captain of everything.
Yeah.
Freshman varsity.
Where did you get that mentality? Because not everyone has that mentality.
My mom thinks that's just how I was born. I was born and didn't cry.
That doesn't surprise me, but like, I get that.
I was riding a bicycle at 2.
Okay.
And I ran a sub 5-minute mile by 8th grade. I don't know. At recess, I would run around the whole school so I can win the jogathon.
The jogathon doesn't count for anything.
There's no winning.
Not really.
I ran the most amount of laps.
So you were the kid at recess that was balling at every sport, because right at every like little thing that you have like handball?
I was
you
just
play
way
softball,
faster than
volleyball.
than everyone.
Do you guys have to used to run the mile every Friday in middle school?
No, in middle school, and by the time I got to middle school, I was already an all-star athlete. They let me do whatever I wanted.
Oh, you nice. You were nice.
I was the king.
Oh, damn.
But it fucked me up on how I thought about the world.
Why?
Because I was just I could just walk into anything.
Mm.
And then I went to modern day, and I was 4-year varsity.
Yeah.
I was a middle school playing with the high school team already. Because in 8th grade, you go to summer camp. And I'm like,
oh, that's right.
And, like,
and they saw you for like one
team. Because it was just so fast.
Yeah.
I got recruited for track for the mile.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know, that's boring for me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play soccer.
You want to hit people.
Yeah, I want to play. And at the time, I was a forward. So, I mean, the modern day was baller. Like, they just won CIF again.
Yeah.
And then...
Did they recruit you? Because they can recruit you for those like D1.
Well, my mom wanted me to go anyway because it was a better school. So I went away from my hood friends to well-off kids.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I don't understand why I always had that mindset.
You're just born with it.
Okay. It's not even... Yeah, it's not... Well, Goggins went through a bunch of trauma.
True.
I don't understand why I have that.
Yeah. I think it's one of your best attributes because then, right, like going through, so then after, right, you like dominate high school, then like what did LMU look like?
So I don't think I even got recruited. I just showed up to practice and they're like, hey, you're on the team. But
that's so you too. I'm just gonna will it to happen, basically, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Which I think because I was good, I didn't feel like I got any mentoring. So the first time I was trying to, I only played my freshman year, and not even finished my whole freshman year. You know that?
Yeah, I think you know that.
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do. My parents were kind of having this weird relationship, and I just wanted to party. I thought school was dumb. I didn't really try.
Yeah.
I also didn't know how to study like I know how to study now. Like want study now, way different level. I can teach myself anything.
Yeah.
Then I was like, no, I would not even do what you were doing. I was like, I would party.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Oh, so you were like
party.
The Lucas of athletics, where like you could just kind of do whatever, and you were still gonna ball. Why do you think? Because you were so good, do you think because of that you got no mentorship from your teammates or
I don't think anyone was worried about me. But it was one of my biggest regrets. I tried to go back on the team. They said no. But I don't think I don't think I'm a great soccer player. I'm like you, where I'll just outwork everyone. I'll just outwork you. I know everyone else is more skilled than I am. Yeah. I'm just gonna go and go and go and go until I win. Yeah. I'm just gonna be faster. That's one thing I can control. Go.
Do you think? Obviously, like you would love that mentorship, but it kind of sucks that like your coaches, or you didn't get some kind of friendship mentorship from your friends or mentorship from your coaches, right? Like,
yeah, I think now it's newer, but that's why you see me call people out a lot because I didn't get called out. So when I see it, I tell them, to like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? Yeah, that's why my style of coaching is that way because I didn't get it. That's always what I wanted to. I know, especially with males, if you do that to them, they're like, one, they feel seen, and then they feel challenged. Yeah. So then they want to prove it to you, to tell you to fuck off, which is a good thing. Yeah. And then they go, I made it. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. But I didn't get that. And then I went to the Marine Corps, and then I was fitter than everyone. So it's just like, it wasn't fair. Yeah. And then I had a really rough time. I don't know if you had a rough time transitioning from baseball. But I had a really rough time transitioning from soccer just because I've seen so many of my friends, teammates, play pro. And I'm like, bro, I just gave up. Yeah. What?
I think that's the thing for sure. I mean, I stopped playing baseball because I knew I just wasn't good enough. That's just plain and simple. Like at that level, I was like, all right, well, I'm playing Division II, sitting on the bench. I'm for sure not getting drafted. I'm not going to live in La La Land. But for you, it's like the opposite way around, which is like, damn, like you have like that what if moment.
I have massive regrets.
Yeah, which is like, dude, like what if I stuck with it? What if I like tried harder? Or if I didn't maybe party as much? Like, does that go through your mind a little bit?
All the time.
Yeah.
But I think the doper thing, and I don't know if you made this switch in your head, is us being coaches is us being professional athletes.
Yes.
That's how I think about it.
100% agree.
And so I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
And at some point, we're like, oh, you get to make so many professional players.
Yeah.
With the skills that we have that we can see in other people.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm okay with that. And then having Lucas and Benny now, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Yeah. But I feel like I always need some sort of competitive edge. Why do you think most kids, let's say people have a shot, why do you think they don't make it?
They realize they don't.
Let's say they have the genetic pool.
They don't want it that bad. So I have a lot of really good players. Like in high school, like at Notre Dame, I had 7 of the 9 starters, 5 first team, 7 of the 9 starters, pitcher of the year, MVP of the league, 4 or 5 dudes that made first team, 2 dudes that made second team. They all went to go play college baseball. So I have a lot of good kids, and they're all really freaking good. But I think they like the idea of being a college player / a pro baseball player, but they don't actually want to put the work in, or they either lack the knowledge of how much work they need to put in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think it's because they don't enjoy it? Because I enjoy dying.
I think I don't know if it's just this generation, but it's especially with social media, it's all about clout now. So the kids, they get a hard on when I post them on my page when they do a lift, and they get mad at me if I don't, whatever. Right? If they get a base hit,
that's so funny.
I'll post it, and then like they repost it, right, and then they get people like cheering them on, like yeah, like you're great, da 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 da, whatever. And they do it for the wrong reasons, which is like, hey, like you do it for this cheering on stage that like you want recognition.
It's so external.
And then when they go to college as a freshman, you don't play. You don't get that reward of people saying you're great. Then they realize, man, I don't really even like this.
And possibly I don't want to be called out. I thought you played college ball, but you're not playing.
No, exactly. So then the weird mental side that I see, that the weird transition, the hardest part is when I know a kid will make it or not, is when they come back after their freshman year, is if
mindset and their attitude.
Yeah. Like if they're kind of like the same person, you're like, you won't ever get that mojo back, because your confidence went from here, you want to be in the big dog on campus, to now you're a nobody. And when you come back to school or from wherever you go and you come back home,
that's what's the most critical.
What's the first question people ask you? How's baseball going? And how this I deal with this myself. It's going. You're like, it's going. I'm redshirting, and then you try to play the thing like like most people redshirt though. So like I don't get to waste the year. I'll be fine. Da 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 da. But then deep down inside, you're like,
bro,
man, I'm not that good.
I'm not that nice.
And I don't know. I'm gonna assume they feel like this, but this is how I felt, which is like I lost my swagger. I lost my confidence. Like after that freshman year, I was like, do I belong here? Like, am I even supposed to be here? Like, am I even good enough? Like, why am I like I'm going through all these little questions in my head. Like, my confidence went from here, being the best player on my team, to being here. And it's hard to get that mojo back. And again, it'll be a make or break for these kids when they come back to be like, okay, like work your ass off to get your mojo back. But I know kids that unfortunately never get that mojo back. And it's hard and it sucks. But that's just how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day.
Yeah, they gotta do it for themselves. Yeah. They gotta like eating dirt.
Yeah.
Eating shit, doing the hard thing. That's fun for me. Yeah, people do that shit all day.
It's weird. I can tell, again, they're young. They're like 18, 19 years old. So some of them lack the knowledge of how much work you need to put in. So I'll tell them and be like, okay, so I expect you to do this. I've given you the game plan. I've given you the layout. This is what Lucas and Pete and Johnny and Drew and Carter are doing every fucking day. They sleep, they eat, they go to the gym, they eat again, they go to UCLA to go do their baseball stuff. They go home, they fucking eat again, they sleep, and then they come back and do it every single day.
That's so much fun.
Yeah. But these kids, I'll be like, what did you do today? Oh, well, I hung out at the beach for a little bit.
No, hanging out at the beach. I was running every day.
I'm going to a party, and I'm like, it's a Thursday, bro. We going out, and they're like, bro, what?
What are you celebrating?
What do you think you made it? What are you doing? But they don't love the work. And what I told them is like, hey, like, if you want to be at the level that they're fucking at, that's the work that you have to put in. And those fucking kids are naturally fucking talented. So if they're naturally fucking talented and they work, you're never gonna catch them. If you're pretty talented, but
and that's who you're trying, and they're within the age range that you're gonna play against.
Yes.
Because if you're 10 years with an age range, you're gonna play against them potentially.
Yeah. But they don't. Again, they either lack the knowledge, or they just really don't love the process, the grind, and it gets tired. They get tired of maybe hearing that, but that's like the easiest way to put it. There's no other way to put it. You have to love it. You have to like
for yourself.
Yeah, you have to love eating right. You have to love doing your recovery. You have to love training. You have to love going to the field, and you should be able to live at the field. Because like at the end of the day, if you want
that's where you're gonna live.
That's your job.
Yeah.
Like I'd always tell Lucas, because it's a joke now, but I'm like, are you going out? And he goes, no, dude, I gotta sleep. This is my fucking job now, dude. Like this is how I fucking get. This is how I get put. Like I put food on the table. Like this is my job. And I'm like, oh yeah, like it is. I'm like it is. Yeah,
it's a nice job.
It's a nice job. But also like he realizes that ain't no time to party. Ain't no time to do.
You can party later.
Yeah, you can party later when you're big time, and you can go celebrate. You know, obviously like be in the moment, celebrate what you've done for like a small little moment, and then get back to the grind. But like he put it best, like, dude, if these kids want what he has, that's his job. So your job is to do all these little things, but they don't want to do all those little things. And it seems to them like they're like, no. And I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you. And I always tell them before they leave for college, I'm like, I want you. I want you to play hard. I want you to work hard.
Scare the shit out.
No. But I that is my. I do that because I never got that.
Yes.
Which is like I got the mentorship, but no one told me, or maybe I was too arrogant. Maybe I was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen to me. But I was never told like this is about to be the biggest wake up call of your life.
Yeah.
So my job, I feel like it's my job to be like to educate them to be like, yo, this is gonna be tough. I know you first team, all whatever, MVP, whatever. You play in high school.
That's gone. As soon as you start, that's gone.
Some of these high school kids don't belong in the same field as you. But at the next level, because of COVID too, you got dudes that are been in college for 6 years. They're 23, 24. They're grown.
Big boys.
They're more experienced than you. They work harder than you.
They have suffered more than you.
Yes. They've gone through all the things. You will not beat them. And it's going to be a wake-up call. And then, because we're in the baseball season, and, you know, my dogs are doing well. You guys are doing good, you know. But for the seniors that I have now, I go, look. What's happening with all the freshmen right now? Look. Some of them are having success. Some of them are not. Look. And I'm like, that kid was better than you in high school. Wake your ass up right now. I am telling you, you have 5 more months before you leave. I am telling you right now, it's happening in front of your fucking face.
Do they watch?
They watch. Yeah. And like
they're so lucky. They don't understand that they're having the best seat in the house.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, dude, like I don't, and I do understand. I've learned to understand over the period of me going through all these athletes and my coaching careers. Like I can only say so much. At the end of the day, I have to let them learn on their own. They will never learn until they go through it themselves, and then they themselves realize, holy shit, I'm not working that hard. I'm not good enough. I understand what Kyle is saying now. Let's work.
Yeah.
But I have to let them, like what you would do with me for my mentorship. Like you would give me some of the answers, and then you would challenge me with something that you knew I probably wasn't ready for. Go ahead, coach the whole class today. You're like, okay, I've never done that before. And then I just,
you remember that track moment?
Yes.
You're like,
bro, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And people are staring at me, and I'm stuttering. But
what a dick.
But like through that moment,
you're like, fuck.
I got something out of that moment.
Yeah.
But if you didn't push me to that point and let me sink on my own, I would have been like, dude, I'm fucking nice. I can coach in front of Juan all the time.
Because you never fucked up.
Yeah, because I've never fucked up. But once I learned I fucked up, I was like, oh shit. And then it would go on to more things and more things and more things. And you challenge me with more different tasks and things like that. And you would let me sink before you then brought me back to like, okay, you sank. Let me build you back up. I'm gonna tell you how to do this. Make the adjustment, and I'm gonna make you sink again and again and again and again and again. And I've been obviously lucky that I've had you and Ronnie and Chris, where it's the same thing, but I got it from like 3 people, which is like let's go ahead. You're comfortable coaching the warm up. Let's do the whole class. Okay, you're good with coaching adults now. Go coach a little kid class, 6th graders. You're like, you're like, okay, grab a bar. They're like, what bar do I grab? You're like, oh my god, that one. And then like it's all fumbly and jumbly, and then I'm panicking, and they're like,
why do they squat like that? Should I fix everyone?
Yeah, and then I sank, and they're watching the corner, and they're just laughing. And then they come back, and they're like, you understand though, how like that didn't work. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, but then when I understand that didn't work, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. But because I learned it by myself, well, with you guys watching, but learned it by myself. You guys put me in that situation for then building me back up. So it's
ooh. Y'all have a fucking lucky because we started this shit right here, so y'all get to take all these lessons.
Yeah, learn from Juan always says this is the best to me, and I should emphasize this to my kids. It's like, no, like Juan says, I've made all the mistakes, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. And I go, you're right.
Keep making mistakes, Juan and Kyle.
Yeah. So let us make the mistakes.
We already made them.
We've lived through what are you, 32, 33? 33 years of experience, 20 years of experience of high level athletics. We've gone through our share.
High level coaching.
For sure. We've gone through our shit. We've gone through our struggles.
Everyone out there sucks.
Exactly. But I think the biggest lesson is like everyone just needs to take in what we say and then just do. We've done the thinking for you. Just execute the plan. That's it. If you can execute the plan, you're gonna go like this at a way faster rate than what we were going at. What we were going at. I tell the boys all the time, I'm like, take people like Lucas, Johnny, Cole, Thomas, people that have struggled in college. Learn from their experiences. Don't make the same mistakes. Why would you make the same mistakes? You get to learn from guys that you look up to that are
in real life, within reach.
2 years, 3 years older than you. And I'm like, hey, this is what he did. This is how we learned from it. I'm telling you this so you don't do the same fucking path. Skip the path. Go right to the success. You're going to have some ups and downs and failures. Everyone has that. But don't do
there's some things you can miss. Yeah, some things you have to learn.
Don't do the same thing, but everyone wants to do the same thing. And I don't know if it's just because they're kids and they're teenagers and young adults and they have to go through that path. I feel like
or they have to go through it shorter, which is still a win.
Exactly. But I mean,
so what you got with this program?
It's obviously it's changed over the years, and I think the way I used to train Lucas and everyone when they first started, I think, is laughable. I mean, I only keep my Snapchat to get the memories on my Snapchat. You don't have Snapchat no more, but you like get memories of like 7 years ago, 5 years ago. And I'll send him like dumb shit that we were doing, and he'd be like, "Dude, fuck you! Like you didn't know what you were doing." I'm like, I didn't know at the time, but like the evolution of learning, programming,
it takes time,
especially with baseball specific things. Like because we were doing powerlifting, I was like, oh, if we just strong, they're gonna crush everybody.
Yeah,
and then
to a degree,
to a degree, And then it wasn't until I really got with Ronnie and Chris on the baseball side of programming, which is like I understood the fundamentals with you. Then I had Chris and Ronnie really hone me in on like, okay, so like we have all these baseball guys, pros, college. This is how you need to train them. More plyometrics, more med ball throws, more rotational things. It's not just up and down.
Deceleration.
Yeah, deceleration, all those things. And it wasn't until I learned that, then I was like, okay, I have a better understanding of the fundamentals in the baseball side. And then every year there's like another course that comes up or different things that I learn from other people that are like, okay, like I can still take the fundamentals that I've learned from the three of you, but now blend them into my own creative way of how I think about training.
Yeah, you start coming up with your own theories.
Yeah.
You're like, no, let me do this. This makes some more sense.
Yeah, which is, me and Chris have all the baseball guys, and it's funny, we have the same fundamentals. We just do different movements. Doesn't make it right or wrong, but he sees baseball training in his own way.
Yeah.
I see it in my own way, and I'm like, okay, I think the kids need to understand how to decelerate into their glue and then rotate everything. Everything needs to rotate. When you jump, you need to rotate. When you throw, you need to rotate. You have to learn the movement pattern to be more of a functional mover in the space.
And for it to come automatic. And you're not thinking where your foot placement is.
Exactly.
It just happens.
If I make you jump and rotate every single day, that's almost the same thing you're doing in baseball. You will rotate in that same motion fast, and the intensity of it. And that's where I think I've evolved to thinking of my own ways to come up with different exercises
and watching
movement, which is over time. Even coaching some of the movements that we still do from back in the day, I'm like, oh, like I need to get my kids to do X, Y, and Z now. Like it was here, I can evolve it so now they can even feel the different positions even better. Now I can segment them. Now I can put them in different positions. Now they can get it quicker and faster. And that's where I think it's evolved, which is cool.
Dope.
Yeah. So.
Episode 1.
It's in the books, baby.
That is all.